Right, it is April the 1st, 2024, and tonight I'm going to be getting this Fukien tea out of the pot. This is a $25 Fukien tea that I bought from Walmart last weekend, and I'm going to be getting it out of this pot and getting it into a ceramic pot with bonsai soil. So I like to use this soil for the base layer in the pot. I like to fill up the pot at least with a little foundation layer, maybe to about that much, with this bonsai soil, because it's a coarse mix. And then I fill up the rest of the pot with this Hoffman's bonsai mix. And these Fukien teas seem to like this pot. I've got a few of these pots, and the Fukien teas seem to like the fact that it's more moist and it retains moisture longer because it's a bigger pot. So that's what we're doing tonight. So first thing is I'll just prepare the pot a little bit. I might not have to wire this one in, we'll see. These mesh screens come from Amazon. So I'll just put one mesh screen in the pot, that should be fine. These other holes are small enough that this bonsai mix will just cover it. So I'm going to put some of that in. And this bonsai mix, like I said, is very coarse. I'll show you in a minute. So this is a very coarse mix, and I use this as a layer across the bottom of the pot. So I think that helps with drainage. I'm not sure that it really does, but I think it does. And it makes me feel good anyway. All right. And like I say, I'm thinking I don't need to wire this tree in. It might be a mistake, but I'm hoping that there's enough of a root base there that I can just put the tree into the pot without wire. But if I do need to add wire, I can. Now for the next step, which is to get inside this root ball and see what we've got. So first of all, what we see is lots of circling roots. It's the first thing I notice. It's good to see that it's wet. I wet this tree last week. I gave it a good watering after I brought it home because it was absolutely bone dry. So I'm glad to see that the water has lasted. Let's get some of this out the way. Oh, I don't really want the leaves in there. The leaves one side. Alright, let's keep going. What else do we have going on in here? Lots of circling roots. Look how long these roots are. They're all circling round and round and round, so I'll take those off. So I don't normally bare root these trees. I normally leave them on with a good root base, but there seems to be two schools of thought. On the one hand, if you leave it on with the root base, it's got a better chance of transitioning to the bonsai soil. But on the other hand, it sits in this wet mixture then, and it's not in good bonsai soil. So I try and do like 50-50. Especially like this one, I can open it up I can put soil in along year and year, and that will help to transition this from this messy cocoa core to bonsai soil. Let me first cut these guys off. So I'm going to cut off these really long roots, and then that's where I'll stop. Alright, so that is out of the way. I can use that for another tree or something. Okay, and what we've got left here now is this Fukien tea. That root's still a little bit long, so I'll take that one off. Not bare rooted, but I did get rid of a substantial amount of the roots. And I can get away without wiring this guy in, I think. So if I put this in like that, looks pretty good. And it should be stable. I just need to add in some more soil underneath it. Then I'll add in soil a little bit at a time and work it in with the chopsticks. Right, next I'm adding in this Hoffman bonsai mix. Okay, that looks like it's the right height. Now I'm going to add in more Hoffman mix and then work it in as I go down. And to be honest, I think this tree would be better with wire. It just seems to be loose. Yeah, it definitely is loose. It would be better to put some wire in it. So let's do that. So I wanted to take a shortcut and not add wire, but definitely this tree would be better with wire to hold it in place. So let's just do it. I use this 1.5 millimeter wire. Fortunately, it's no big deal. I just take the wire, poke it in through the holes from the bottom, and it'll come through the top. Alright, so that should be good. We'll put this over there and that one over there. Alright. Alright, that is much better. Now the tree is a lot more stable. Now I'm just going to cover it up with soil. And in fact, before I actually cover it up, I'm going to add a tiny little bit of Osmocote. So what I find with the Osmocote is sometimes it works really well and helps growth. Other times it seems to be burning the roots. So I'm going to put this on, put this over here at the edge, put it out at the edge where there are no roots at the moment, and hopefully that Osmocote will help it to, will feed the tree a little bit, but it's not going to give it, not going to burn the roots right now. Okay, and that's the tree. Right, and that's the tree all potted up, ready to go. I will label it and water it. And that's a $25 Walmart tree that looks very much more respectable now. Now I'll just leave it for a while, possibly until this time next year, which would be like April 2025. I expect what this tree will do is it may drop its leaves, although these look really good right now. So I'll water it and see if I can keep it alive, and then I'll start worrying about pruning it or cleaning it up or trimming it after I'm sure that it's settled into this pot. So it's probably going to take 6 months or maybe a year to settle in. Alright, so that's all we've got for tonight.